welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video about the 8 dimensions of wellness. Different dimensions of your life that all come together for a very healthy and well-balanced life. So it just breaks it up into different categories. So I'm going to go over all the categories with you guys, and I'm going to journal about it. So I'm actually got my Taylor Swift journal out. This is from, pretty sure this is from like Red Era. No. Yeah, no, this is from Speak Now. This is so old. I've had this for a long time. For a long time I didn't want to write in it. So I just kind of kept it and didn't write in it, but now I'm actually writing in it. So I'm going to do my the 8 dimensions of wellness in here. So I'm going to go over every category, every dimension, and I'm going to do a reflection. So I'm going to do I'm going to do 2 parts for every section. So I'm going to do a review of my year so far, so the first 10 months of how that section has been, and then the next part will be how I want to play out the rest of 2020 in this section. I've been wanting to do this video for the last couple of weeks, but things have been getting in the way, and it just worked out that this is actually the perfect timing for this video. A couple of days ago, it was October 10th, which October 10th is National Mental Health Awareness Day. Taking care of your mental health is so important. Just taking care of your whole well-being in general is super duper important. And for me, I have fibromyalgia. You know, I live by myself and I suffer from mental illness. You know, I have depression and anxiety, and those things affect me on a daily basis. So dealing with all of that by myself can be very overwhelming sometimes, because I don't just have regular anxiety, I have panic disorder, so I'm naturally more inclined to panic and just freak out in situations, and it's just how my brain is wired. And so I love journaling, and I love just coming back down to earth and finding things that can ground me. So the 8 dimensions of wellness really grounds me, and I'm very thankful that I found this. I actually found it through YouTube, of course. Where do you learn anything these days? Just YouTube. College is important too. So this video is dedicated to taking care of your well-being, and for me to just kind of look at my life in a glance in just the 8 different areas and see, alright, breaking down all these dimensions and seeing where I'm standing, because it's 2020 and I am so glad I learned about this 8 dimensions of wellness in 2020, because this is when I needed it. This is when we all need it, right? There's 8 dimensions of wellness. The first dimension of wellness that we're going to start with is social wellness. Social wellness, they're all pretty obvious, but social wellness is about staying connected with friends and family and just making sure that you don't completely isolate yourself out. I mean, it's hard to do that in 2020, but there's so many outlets. Advantage of social media, reaching out to friends, just FaceTiming people, Zoom, you know, texting people, just a simple text like, hey, I'm thinking of you, means so much. And then the next aspect, number 2, we're going to talk about is physical wellness. Physical wellness is super important for me, managing my chronic pain and my fibromyalgia and all of that. It is so important for me that I always have to stay on top of my health. I always have to make sure I am sleeping 8 hours, drinking my water. I slack on that sometimes, but things like that, being mindful of what you put in your body is so important, because your body is your temple. So taking care of your physical well-being is so important. And so if you haven't watched my workout video, go ahead and watch that. It's a lazy girl workout, so you have no excuse not to do it, because it's literally an easy workout that is still so good. Like, I was sweating. Number 3, intellectual well-being. Intellectual well-being, so important. So many people get caught up in the idea that intellectual well-being, you know, is only for if you're in grade school or if you're in college or things like that. No, we should never stop learning as the human race. Did you guys know most Americans only know like 1 or 2 languages? Like, working at Amazon, I get to work with so many different people. So I'm working with a lot of Africans who've come over here and gotten work visas and live here now, and so many of them know multiple languages, like 4 or 5, and even like just so many different cultures know more than 1 language, and it's very sad. So I don't want to die only knowing 1 language. My life goal is to know at least 5 languages. Earlier in 2020, I got very ambitious, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be doing all this stuff. I'm not going to let quarantine get me. So I was trying to learn Italian, and I was using this app called, what was the app called? Drops. I really like Drops. It's a 5-minute free app where you can learn new languages, and just reading and just making sure that you keep your mind going, like with podcasts and things like that. Number 4, emotional wellness. Wow. That's really important for your psyche, right? Is staying in touch with your feelings, not just burying them, journaling, making sure you're staying on top of your self-esteem. So self-care is very important. Having positive outlets, like for me, creating videos and editing them and uploading them and connecting with you guys is such a positive outlet for me. Like, if I'm stressed out, I'm like, let me just make a YouTube video or do something YouTube related. Like, that is a de-stressor for me. So everyone has their own de-stressors in their own ways. Also, therapy. Therapy is so important. There's a stigma against therapy sometimes. I don't understand why. Number 5. Occupational wellness. That is balancing your work and play life. So sometimes, so many of us get caught up in being a workaholic. So when you're a workaholic, you're like working, and you're putting everything down. It needs to be more of a balance. Even if you are working like, 45, 60 hours a week, it's okay, but you still need to balance that time to have other things, like those other aspects that you're lacking to do this. So occupational means having a good work and life balance. Number 6, financial, is budgeting, staying on track of your money, knowing where you're spending it, being very mindful of your money and saving your money. All of these things I was not good at. I'm still working on. But one of my best friends, Michaela, she is so good with budgeting, and she FaceTimed me a couple weeks ago, and we FaceTimed for 5 hours working on my budget. It is so serious now and very strict, and I'm actually excited about following it and playing around with it for the next few months, because I've got some serious saving goals for some big things coming up next year. Budgeting is so important, like knowing what you're doing with your money and like where is it going. A lot of us spend way too much money on food. It's okay, we're all guilty of it. So something I'm trying to work on is not spending too much money out on things that I already have in my house. Number 7 is environmental wellness. It is 2 different aspects to me. It is your own personal space, like how's your surroundings looking? Is your kitchen full of dishes? It's half full of dishes. Is your space clean? Your living room clean, your bedroom clean, did you make your bed? Things like that. Like, that actually plays such a big part in your life. I know for me, like if I'm on the go so much and I only have a little time to clean and things pile up, for me, like I think I can ignore it, but it actually bothers me. So that's important. And the second part of environmental is going outside. Don't stay inside. Go outside sometimes. Get your vitamin D. See what's going on. Go visit your local beach, mountains, hilly area, parks, anything. It's about to be winter soon. Go roll around in the snow, even if there's no sunlight. You gotta go outside. Last but not least, number 8, spiritual. So spiritual is different for everyone. Spiritual's not gonna look the same for even like 2 people, even if you guys have the same beliefs. Their spiritual practice is different. Everyone's on a different path. So for me, I am a Christian, and I have a relationship with God is very important to me. So I actually just finished a Bible study with my family. Yoga and just bringing balance and peace into your life, even if you have no religious backgrounds at all, just being mindful of your situations and just connecting with yourself and your spiritual self. Everyone can do that. So got a lot of writing to do. My hand's probably going to be sore. Okay, so I just finished journaling everything. I did so much writing, guys. So I'm counting front and back. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, wait. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. I wrote 7 pages in this little journal. So real quick, I want to say pick out one thing from every category that I'm going to take with me for the rest of 2020. So for social, just make sure I'm staying connected with my friends, my subscribers, and just really staying connected with people and being there for them. Even if I can't hang out because my schedule is very busy right now, to just make sure that people know that I'm always a call or text away. And it's very important for people to know that. Alright, and then also my next step is to start doing yoga more often. I'm very active, but I have a goal to be a yoga teacher and go to yoga school, so I need to start practicing yoga more on a consistent basis. Intellectual wellness. What's next? What's next for this one is really exciting. For this is to make sure I'm using Skillshare. Start using Skillshare to study film and study editing and more YouTube things. And then also, Cosmo's having this thing for the rest of the year. If you go to their website, the Cosmos website is an extracurricular platform that they have, and they're just doing some 2020 learn some things. So it's really cool. They have lots of things on there. I would recommend checking it out. I'm about to do my first lesson after this video, so I'm really excited about that. And emotional wellness, my what's next is to journal every day. So we'll see how that is going. I will update you guys on that in December. And then occupational, what's next is just to keep a good work and life balance and not to get too overwhelmed with things that I have to do for work or things like that, or just to put less pressure on myself. And then 6, the environmental wellness, what's next for me is to take more walks outside with Mulligan, just be outside a little bit more, and just be outside a little bit more. That's something I'm lacking right now. Financial is to stay on top of my budget. And then 8, spiritual, to meditate more and become one with my higher self more. Pray to God more and to ask Him for guidance and to be reading my devotional. That is it for today, guys. We have to stick together for the rest of 2020, and I really love how the 8 dimensions of wellness really helps break down your life and see it in different aspects. Every day you just have to take one step at a time and keep moving, and that's what I'm doing. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you very soon. Bye. See ya.